anyone who knows me knows that I love brown ale. In particular, in the Midlands of Ireland, St Mels Brown Ale is one of my absolute favourites in the style. It's one of those styles that really does float below the radar, and it seems to be such an underrated beer style that I feel like it just needs a bit of a renaissance to get it back up and running. And what better way to do it than to age the damn thing in Rioja barrels. Up next, St Mels Brown Ale in Rioja barrels. Hey, welcome back to Views on Brews. I am Brendan, and this beer is St Mels Brown Ale aged in Rioja barrels. I'm dying to get it open. The beer bottle itself is kind of cold. It's not being in a fridge, it's just been sat in a very cold room, one I'm sat in right now. I'm going to get it open and then we're going to talk about this beer. So anyone who knows me knows that I absolutely love, it's actually rising up there a little bit. Decent bit of carbonation, it's about to rise up. Okay, only just a little touch. I'm going to pour it very carefully. So this beer, it's normally, their basic brown is, I think it's 5.2%, but I'm noticing this one is 6.9%. Now, it's been aged in Rioja barrels. Rioja barrels will do a lot of things for the beer. They will, anytime you put beer into a wine barrel, you're adding acidity to your beer and a bit of tannins as well. So your mouthfeel is going to change. The beer is probably going to be a bit thinner. And I'm hearing that it is, from people that have tried this already, that it is a bit thinner. However, I'm happy to see that it's keeping the head on the beer. I'm just going to move it out the way. It is in a nice 750ml sharing bottle, which I really, really like the idea of, So this is perfect, for a dining experience, to have some kind of a real traditional style beer, but also in a wine barrel. Just feels really interesting, and from Rioja barrels, you're going to get things like dark fruits, dark cherries, vanilla from the oak. You're going to get sort of, maybe a bit of acidity, maybe a bit of puckering spicy edge to it. I'm waiting to see just exactly how much flavour from the barrel has actually gone into the beer, but it is a wine barrel, so there should be quite a lot of flavour transfer over. Maybe a bit of dark cherry or something like that. Dark berries, dark cherries, vanilla, something along those lines. Look at the head on that. Got it in my nice Lervig glass because it feels like it's a nice wine glass, so I think it's a perfect glass for it to go in. I can see a bit of coloration come through, but only just a little bit, and it's a tiny bit red. There's a bit of carbonation coming up through the beer as well, even though you probably won't be able to see that on camera. Right, let's give this beer a go and see what this is all about, and then I'm going to read the bottle. So I'm getting, still getting the brown ale, straight away on the nose. I'm getting hints of caramel, a bit of toffee, dark roasted malts. Trying to get my nose in there and really give it, I can smell the wine straight away. I just want to sort of try and decipher the flavors, the contributions. Yeah, definitely getting things like red berries and red cherries, maybe darker fruits is what I would say. And there's a bit of vanilla going on in there as well. And I haven't read the back of this yet, but I'm getting caramel, which is really nice. And the head is staying on the beer. And I do get coloration coming through the beer. It's kind of like chestnut, but there's actually a bit more than a twinge of red going through it as well. So the wine has come into the beer. This is normally like a very chestnut amber color beer, but I can see flecks of red wine going through here. Anyway, cheers, sláinte, let's give it a go. Oh, lots and lots of vanilla in this beer. That is absolutely fantastic, and 100% that vanilla is coming from the barrels. It has thinned out the beer, but going on what I'd heard about it thinning out the beer, it doesn't feel as thin in the mouthfeel as I was expecting it to. I'm just going to have a few more sips and think about it. Wow, that is really, really nice. What I would say is this style of beer is really well suited to a wine barrel. I wasn't really sure, but the slightly darker malts, without them being roasty, they're just like heading in the direction of darker malts. So you're getting malts that would complement the sorts of flavors you'd expect to get from a red wine, you know, and from a Rioja, you're going to get things like dark berries, dark cherries, vanilla, a bit of acidity, and yeah, quite a lot of vanilla, I have to say. I was surprised, like the first sip I got it, and it's just building. There's quite a lot of vanilla going on, but this is absolutely fantastic. Wow. Really, really nice. And you get the two elements. You get the beer and you get the wine as well. And then you get that oakiness that comes through as well. I think that's the thing that people might miss when they taste this, because you get bombarded with vanilla, but you also get, you know, some of the elements you get from the red wine, the flavors of the red wine, that light fruitiness, a touch of restrained acidity going on, but really hidden well by the beer, to be honest with you, and then the beer itself. But you also get an oaky back note that I don't think I've heard anyone talk about with this actual beer, and it's there. It's not smoky. It's really oaky, but you're perceiving that as just the wine character, but it's really, really evident when someone mentions it to you. So what a fantastic beer. That is really, I wasn't expecting it to taste like that at all. We took our regular brown ale and allowed it to age for 10 months in the barrel that had previously been filled with wine from the Rioja region of Spain. The result is a brown ale that is much lighter in body. Well, they say it themselves, okay, and slightly vinous. There are also hints of chocolate. Chocolate, my God, of course. That is absolutely, there is a whole load of chocolate in here, and vanilla in the flavour, making this ale extremely refreshing. I'm surprised I didn't get the chocolate, because I was getting towards it when I was talking about the malts not being roasty. In actual fact, chocolate is exactly where this beer lands, and I think it's a combination of using those sort of lightly kilned malts and then adding it to the fruitiness and the oakiness of the barrel, and you are getting chocolate out of it for sure. And it's mountains of chocolate now I'm thinking about it, so I'm surprised I didn't pick that up. But the vanilla, yeah, and the berries, yeah, and the two separate ideas, the wine and the beer, and then the oakiness behind it. But the chocolate just is there as well, loads of it. Oh, it's beautiful on the nose. It's a bit thinner, but it feels like it suits that to me, and I really like that. Wow. And you know what? I think that beer was really, really, really good value for money. I think it's incredible. Really, really interesting beer. And I'm not sure I've had anything like this. It is vinous. It is chocolatey. It does have all the characteristics from the wine barrel. You can pick them all apart. It's really easy. But the beer is still there as well. It's not like the wine has taken over. And that's one of the things that really separates good barrel aging from perhaps, subpar barrel aging, I'll say. is, if you want to go hell for leather and get mountains of barrel flavour imparted into your beer so that overwhelms it, fine. But it's actually really nice as well to be able to sit here and say that I can taste the wine, I can taste the barrel, and I can get all the elements from it, but I can also get all the elements from the beer itself. And I've had that brown ale 100 times, so I know exactly what it tastes like. And this is just a fabulous beer. It really, really is. I actually feel lucky now that I've got 2 more bottles of this beer. Woohoo! That is fantastic. I love it. I absolutely love it. 6.9%. I think I'm going to go in and give some of this to her good self and see will she like it. Let me just look at that. Not sure if you're going to be able to see much of the label there, but for the price that I paid for this, you're getting such good value, but you're getting also really good high quality beer as well. Now I really want to taste this one and see what this is like, but I'm almost like sad that I only bought 1 of those bottles. So anyway, yeah, 100% back this beer. There's only 200 bottles, so you may not get the chance, but in the future they're going to be producing more of these 750ml sharing bottles, and I'd highly suggest you get on these beers, because what St. Mels are really good at doing is their brown ale. Like it's their beer, and if you from Ireland, you'll know St. Mels brown ale. That's my view on this brew. I absolutely love it. 100% love it. Oh, chocolate, vanilla, berries, cherries, berries for days in this as well. But like rich berries, like there's a richness to them. Love it. Cheers, sláinte, and it's on to the next one. Bye bye.